Hi, I am just now okay. Hey, right, hello. So my name is Victoria, and if you're watching this, it's because you are interested, hopefully, in connecting with your body more. So basically, today there's a lot going on about energy and all kinds of stress around the cost of living. And I'm interested to know how that moves into your body. And so, what I want to do is each day for 30 days, and I may have a few days off, in which case we'll go into May as well. I want to just share a few of the tools that I teach my clients and that I use for myself. So today's tool is we are literally just going to think about the feet. So there's a lot of information or a lot of talk about being grounded. But what does grounded actually mean? This is a real deal to me because we can think about being grounded, but actually connecting into our body and feeling this thing called the ground supporting our body, there is a real technique to it. Now, if you look here, this is a foot and this is the bottom of the foot. So when we're thinking about being grounded, we're thinking about this lovely foot connecting with the ground. And over the years, what I have noticed with clients is if we look at these 3 points, so we've got one here, this is called the first metatarsal. We've got one here, and this is called the fifth metatarsal, and this is the heel. Okay, so when you're walking, these are parts of your foot that, in terms of being grounded, need to have a good relationship with the ground. And a lot of people, their feet, if you look at all these bones, yeah, you have these amazing bones. You've got 26 bones in your feet. And for a lot of people, these bones don't move. And there's so much life, and there's so much power, and there's so much agility and potential for movement and energy in the feet. And we really want all of that movement and energy to transfer into your body, into the rest of your body. But you only really need one of these joints. If you look at all the joints that are there, you only need one of these joints to be a little bit stuck. And that has a knock-on effect on all the rest of your foot. And if your foot gets stuck, its capacity to move well, and we're going to look at that in a minute, its capacity to move well is going to impact the rest of your body. So being grounded is not just a concept. It is, to me, can all these bones and can all the muscles and the ligaments and skin and connective tissue, can it all move well? Okay, so why is this relevant? Well, if we can move well, the energy in our body can also move well. And this can connect and help all of the blood pump around our body. It can help with movement. It can help with a sense of flow and a sense of ease, rather than a sense of contraction and a sense of stuckness. And also, when we are under tension, our body tends to contract, it tends to become tighter. And again, that has an impact on all of our joints and our capacity to move well in our life. So all we're going to do right now is we're going to have a little check-in with your feet. So I'd like you to literally get your socks off, have a look at your feet, and then stand up. Okay, so if you look at my feet, okay, hopefully you can see them. Yeah, what I want, as much as possible, don't do it if it hurts, but I'd like you to just look down and see, where do your feet land? Do they land facing out? Do they land with maybe one foot facing forward, one facing out a bit? Do they land pointing in? Just naturally, where do they land? And if they're pointing out like this, just notice in your bottom, yeah, in your bottom, with your feet turned up, what does your bottom feel like? Does it feel a bit like the muscles are contracted, might feel kind of a little bit squashed in your lower back, or not. Okay, and then what I'd like you to do as much as possible is have your feet hip width apart. Okay, so that's hip width apart, not out like the outside of your hips, but more going down, so that if I drew a line down the front of my legs, it would end up with the second toe facing forward, kind of underneath my hips here. And then I just want you to notice, does it feel different in your feet? Yeah? And does it feel different in your buttocks? So again, maybe just turn the feet out slightly and just notice in your buttocks, can you feel that tighten? And then move your feet so that they're more aligned. Don't force anything. Just imagine or have a sense you're in a clock face. You've got 12 o'clock in front of you and your second toes are facing 12 o'clock. And again, just feeling into your buttocks, yeah, and just notice, do they kind of feel different to when you turn your feet out? Now, you may feel this or you may not, but just notice, is it softer when your feet, is it softer in your buttocks when your feet are facing forward, yeah? Or is there a point, a midpoint, where it feels more comfortable? And maybe in your lower back, can you feel a slightly less tension, okay, in your lower back when you turn your feet forward compared to when you turn them out? Now your spine, okay, is connected to your lower back. So if we can ease a bit of tension in your lower back, that little bit less tension is going to move. It's going to move right up your spine and into your brain. Okay, it's a really interesting connection between what's happening in your feet and the capacity to ease the base of your spine, and then the capacity for that to soften and ease kind of tension moving up your back. Now, everyone's body is different, so everyone's going to experience this differently. But the other thing I want to add into this is now, so we talked about movement in the feet, okay? So now what I'd like you to look at is, if I've got 12 o'clock in front of me, and again, bringing your feet hip width apart and with the second toes facing 12 o'clock, then just moving round towards 3 o'clock, okay? Now, if you look at my feet, hopefully you can see this. You should see as I move round, oh, Blue is coming to have a look. You should see that an arch comes in to my right foot. Can you see that? I hope you can. Now, what I'm not doing is I'm not letting this first metatarsal come off the ground. So as I'm turning to 3 o'clock, I'm not letting the inside edge of my right foot come off the ground. What I want is for it to stay all those 3 points. So this point here, your fifth metatarsal, and your first metatarsal, and your heel are all going to stay on the ground, okay? And we are going to just keep the arch of your foot. As you turn to 3 o'clock, it raises the arch, and as you come back to 12 o'clock, it flattens the arch. Now let's try that on the other side. So I realise I've got 2 cameras going on here. So I'm going to actually put one leg back. I want you to keep them next to each other. So as you turn, this is my left leg. As you turn towards 9 o'clock with your body, keeping those 3 points on the floor, just feeling the arch coming into your foot as you turn towards 9 o'clock, and then flattening the foot brings you back to 12 o'clock, okay? Now, you may be someone where when you do this movement, you literally have no connection going into your feet. If your feet are not moving when you do this movement, yeah, if you're not feeling an arch, when you turn towards 9 o'clock, if you're not getting any kind of arch pulling up in your foot, then this means you've got a disconnect. In my experience, you have a disconnect with being able to connect into your feet and feel connected to the ground. Sorry about the dog. Connected to the ground and grounded. So we can think our way into grounding as much as we want. But if you're not able to feel as you move between 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock, an arch and then a flattening foot, then you might find that you feel quite stuck in your head, or you might be someone who's far more kind of into meditation rather than connecting and really feeling into your body. So what we've looked at today is positioning of the feet. Okay, we've looked at, are your feet turned out? So if they're turned out, you may feel that you've got more tightness in your buttocks and your lower back. So if you can turn your feet in slightly, you might start to feel a little bit of a release in your buttocks and your lower back, which will connect into your spine and just put a little bit less pressure coming up your back. Okay, and this in turn connects with the brain stem and all kinds of nerves, and it does have an impact on how you are feeling mentally. Now, these are just bite-sized tools. What's really important is you don't do anything here that moves you into pain. Okay, pain is a no-go area here. Everything is about finding an edge that feels safe. Yeah, we want you to feel safe. We want you to feel connected. But I really want you to come into your body, because I believe that when we can connect safely, and I mean safely, and feel supported, so when our feet can move nicely and we feel connected to the ground and we can get some nice flowing movement, then we come out of our head, we come out of a lot of the things that trigger us into fight or flight or feeling threatened. And those things in turn can knock our body into what's called a cell danger response, which is where our energy in our body is going into alert mode and protection mode rather than energy production mode, which I find really interesting, because today is all about, everywhere on the news, everyone's talking about energy and the cost of it. What I want to get you into is energy production in your body. And ironically enough, the thing that switches that off is alert and the sense of needing to protect and prepare for problems. So if you can connect to your feet and you can feel good support, yeah, so connecting to your feet, feeling good support from the ground, and really coming into those sensations in your body. Really feel, what does the ground feel like beneath your feet? Can you feel these points in your feet? Now, I'm going to create a group called my my home is my body is my mind. And if you're someone who'd like to explore what's going on here, and excuse me, I'm joking, and what's going on in your body more, then please do come and connect in that group. And the idea is that's a private group. It's somewhere where you can share about your feeling of disconnect. You're not feeling very comfortable in your body or comfortable in your mind, feelings that make your body not feel like a particularly safe, happy home. Everything that I'm going to be looking at with you in this 30-day embodiment toolkit is about tools. It's not about fixing something forever. I'm not in the business of fixing. I'm in the business of giving you tools to help you think, okay, this is happening now, so I could do this. Or this is happening now, so I can use this tool. And my home is my body is my mind, is going to give you tools to use all around that home, which is you. And I just feel to do this now. And it's not always easy for me to hop on and do a live. It's not something that necessarily comes naturally or that I want to do every day. However, it feels like the time is right. And if you'd like to be with me on this journey, then I'm going to be showing up with 30 different tools to help you be in your body and for your body to feel like a safe and energized place, yeah, internally, so that dealing with everything that's going on in the world externally becomes a calmer and more manageable and connected experience. So I will be back. I'm going to put a list of all the different tools with this post. So you are going to be able to see all the different tools that you'll get, and I will be allowing a conversation to happen where you can share what's bringing you to the need of wanting tools in the Facebook group. My home is my body is my mind. Thank you very much for watching this, and I will see you again very soon with tool number 2.